in this time between Epiphany and the baptism, we get some different readings. And part of it is the hidden life of Jesus. At his baptism, we will hear that he is indeed the Son of God. But, I found that this was a striking gospel in St. Mark. And as I was preparing this homily and thinking, this is another account of how Jesus comes to his people. In Christmas we celebrate he was born of the Virgin. As we listen to this gospel, the disciples are in peril, and Jesus will come to them. How often does Jesus come to us, and how do we recognize his presence? How does Jesus come to us, and how do we recognize that it is him? We will also, encounter many challenges in our lives, indeed, perhaps peril. But Jesus comes to us in so many different ways. In the incarnation, the promise is fulfilled, but many people did not recognize the time of their visitation. The disciples, in their fear, think that he is a ghost, but he comes in a substantial way. They didn't understand the teaching of the breaking of the bread. How does Jesus come to us? If we recognize that, and indeed he has come, we will never turn to another path. If we recognize that indeed we have received Christ's mercy, we will be changed. If we recognize that Christ indeed comes to us in the form of bread and wine to nourish us with his body and blood, we will be changed. Our outlook on this world will be transformed. If we recognize that Jesus is indeed present in us who are the body of Christ, our relationships with one another will be transformed. In so many ways, Christ comes to us. It's important that our vision be clear, that our faith be strong, and that our commitment to recognize him be assured. Christ came to the disciples walking on the water when they were in peril, and it took them a little while to recognize it. May we recognize his coming to us in the many ways in which he chooses in today's world.